Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of this 2025 recap. On part 1, we went over my number 21 to number 11. This is going to be my top 10 from last year. I do have a couple of honorable mentions as well. If you're new here and you're just checking this out, last video I went over my top 21 to 11 albums. I keep a music notebook that I take notes of albums that I liked for the year. Last year I checked out about 53 albums, no 55, and overall my average was about 8.45 numbers of scaling. I don't think I put that in the last video. Join the pirate crew. Like, subscribe, and ring the ship's bell to be notified when the captain posts new content. Here we go. Number 10 is Private Music by Deftones. What can I say that hasn't already been said? This is on so many top 10 albums of the year, and it's here on mine. This is one of the best albums of last year for a good reason. The quality on display here is unmatched. It's hard rock to the core, excellent songwriting, just overall in general, really, really just good stuff. Really, really good stuff. And we're going to keep going here with number 9, which is the Tron Ares soundtrack, or Tron Ares original motion picture soundtrack by 9 Inch Nails. This is another album that I see on many lists, and again, for good reason. I'm probably not going to be watching the movie, but I am a 9 Inch Nails fan, and honestly, I had the honor of actually seeing them. I saw them with Soundgarden, and all these years later, they still deliver on music. Like anything that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, or just Trent himself, works on is just awesome. If you've listened to 9 Inch Nails and you like them, you know what I'm talking about. It's the way they approach music and the way everything that's approached with this is just, it's unmatched. That's what I really have to say there. Number 8, The Way by Dorothy. Wow is all I can say. Dorothy combines amazing vocals, amazing rock, and masterclass songwriting in this. And it brings it together for just this awesome experience from beginning to end. And I loved a lot of it. It was just, you have to hear it to hear it. If that makes any sense. I'm going to try to make this a little bigger here on the screen. And yeah, it's hard rock. It's just hard rock to the core, and just everything about it was just awesome. There's a collab with Slash on here, I believe. Let me look that up and make sure that I'm getting this right. Help if I could spell correctly. Yeah, there's a collab with Slash. That was, even like a normal album with Slash being on there would be a highlight, but this is just a super highlight. Very good from beginning to end. Number 7, Spirit Box. The new Spirit Box is going to be on here. Tsunami Sun by Spirit Box. From one powerhouse singer to the next, Spirit Box did not disappoint. This is a sophomore triumph. The metal on here is heavy, powerful. Everything that was crafted on this album was just awesome to a T. I loved it from start to finish. Let's keep going. Number 6. Everything's on fire, but I'm fine by As December Falls. This is the album that I waited the longest for last year. And it's an album that did not disappoint. The songcraft from As December Falls is arguably their best yet. The soundscapes this album achieves is just amazing. This is alternative rock at its best. Now we're on to the top 5. number 5. You knew Haley was going to be on this list. If anybody knows me, they knew Haley was going to be on this list. It was just a matter of where. Ego Death at a bachelorette party. It's hard for me to be brief when I'm tasked with talking about Haley. I have a long history with her music. The whole cycle of this getting out was different. And the choice of how the songs got put where they were was a whole part of the fun of this. Saying that a depressing album there's a little bit of fun to have with a depressing album like this. Yeah, I get that. But, her solo stuff isn't for everyone. But it's just that right amount for me. Now, the last 4, my top 4, arguably I could put at number 1 at any point in time. Well, really, the top 5. But these are where they landed when I was thinking about it. So we're going to do 4, 3, 2. Then we'll hop over and do the honorable mentions, and then we'll go from there. So, number 4, Can You Keep a Secret by Diva Bleach. This is an album that I had on non-stop repeat until I got to my top 3. Or really, I was around that time frame, but this is one that I had on consistent repeat. And what a banger of a debut album. It's a mix of pop-punk, alt-pop, and to me, early 2000s. It's just ear candy, and I really just loved listening to it from beginning to end. People know me, and they know the genres that are comfort genres for me. They know that this one, wrong. This one here is it. That's just it for me. The top 3 really are kind of tied for first, if I'm being honest. I know I said 4, but the top 3, ask me any day of the week, and it would change. But this is where they're landing for this video. So we're going to start with this one here. There Is No Ship by Rose Betts. Now, again, arguably the top 3 are tied for first. 4. For easy use of watching, I put them in the places that I did. But again, that could change daily. Rose Betts takes singer-songwriter, folk, indie, Irish, Celt music, along with just so many other genres and indie vibes, throws it into a blender, smashes that frappe button, and puts it in there for forever, spins it, and my goodness, it's amazing. The songwriting on display here is just masterclass beyond masterclass. The whole of this album, the sounds achieved and what was there is just so good. So very good. And at number 2, I hope I pronounced this correctly, and I'm doing a safe for work version so the YouTube algorithm doesn't hate me. Journal de un loup garou by Lou-Adriane Cassidy. And this was the first album that I've listened to all year, and it set the tone. It's indie pop, but it's more than that. It has so many different ways of approaching music. And putting this to try and make it short and quick is just, it's tough. It's absolutely tough. And it's amazing. Beginning to end, the songwriting on display here is just, it's, you know how some people say music breaks barriers, and that music can bring out everything, and music is a healer. Music can bridge gaps in terms of language and everything. That's what I see here. This is a non-English album, but I don't care. It's so good. You deserve your ears deserve listening to this album. Specifically, out of all the albums, you probably should check this one out the most. If you like pop, folk, not folk, but interesting songwriting. If you like that, you would absolutely like that here. So, we're going to go ahead and get into the honorable mentions. And I'm going to take a moment here to switch to my honorable mentions. And the first is going to be God of Angels Trust by Volbeat. Now, I'm going to be very, 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 very quick on these. But you know I love Volbeat. You know I've been a fan of Volbeat for a very long time. This was tough to not put them on my list. But it is a back to form, heavier album from them, and I was very happy for that. Next up is Dance Called Memory, not A Dance Called Memory, Dance Called Memory by Nation of Language. I loved their album previous from this. It was on one of my top 10 lists, but just barely missing this time. It was still a very solid album from beginning to end, but just there were some other ones that just hit a little bit deeper this year. That's basically what it boiled down to. Lonnie Holly's Tonky. This is hard to describe. It's singer-songwriter. It's a storyteller album. What I mean by that is less on the vocals, more on the storytelling behind it and the music behind it. If you go and take a listen to it, you'll see what I'm talking about. And lastly, A6 by Lights. It killed me not to have Lights on my top list. Oh, wait, there's still a couple of more. Yep, there's one more. It killed me not to have Lights on this list, but there was just so much good that came out that it just barely missed my top. Anamanaguchi is here with Anyway. I can count. I know how to count. I think there's a couple more than that with this, but Anamanaguchi, I had that history with my Scott Pilgrim versus the World record, and ever since then I've just been listening casually to Anamanaguchi's music, and this was just a solid release from this year. And lastly, Big Ugly by Fust. I'm on a Vinyl Record Forum, and we do a New Music Friday, and this was one of the releases that just caught my ear in the best way. Just really, the rock that's on display here is really different. All the ones that I've shown are a little bit different. So I tried to go out this past year and listen to more indie artists, listen to more artists that I'm not familiar with. So I'm just out naming the same 5 artists every year. So I think I accomplished that last year, and I'm hoping to accomplish that this year. So I'm now going to switch back. You're going to see a familiar photo here for just a moment. We're back to number 2. So that way I can go to number 1, which is Small. Let me make this bigger. This is The Father of Make-Believe, or if you want to go by the longer title, Vaxis Act 3, The Father of Make-Believe by Coheed Cambria. From the get-go, I knew this album was special. I think me getting to see them live earlier this year and hearing most of this album, plus the community behind the band, was just what pushed it over the edge. Of the albums that I listened to this year, this was the one that I thought about the most. And it's honestly the one that has the most memories attached to it. If you're unfamiliar with Coheed and Cambria, they are prog, but they're a little bit different than that, in that they actually have an overarching story with all of their music, for the most part. The songwriting is crafted so they think about the music. There's a care that goes into it. There's a thought that goes into it. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep these short, but that's all I really have to say about that. So let me go ahead and close this, and we're going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for checking out the videos here. I have a few more in the tank. A couple of things that I have thoughts about and ideas that I want to put down. But at least for now, you have these. Let me know down in the comments below if you've listened to any of these albums in the 2 videos, or if you have a favorite from last year. I'd love to hear that. I have a few more videos, like I said, coming up. But thank you again so much for watching. And as I say at the end of everything, at least I create, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing. Take care. See you in the next video.